Today we are grateful. I think we've mentioned it a few times. We are very grateful to be roaming free. Having said that, we're anchored at the moment beside Kingfisher Resort on the biggest sand island in the world, Fraser Island. I'm grateful that the boys are off their screens. They're either on the water or they're trying to break their bones or wear out their shoes, hurtling down as deep as still they can find in this area at Kingfisher Resort.
Oh! That's some of my old rubber. Heck yeah, from my last shoe. They got totaled.
And I'm grateful that Rob's about to set a stern anchor because we're at the mercy of the wind and the waves here. Half the day sitting sideways to the chop. So feeling very grateful that we have a stern anchor to put out.
So what I want to do is to minimise the roll that we're getting side onto the waves, or the swell, the chop, whatever you want to call it. We want to put an anchor out the side of the boat and pull it so that the stern comes round and brings the bow into the wind. So we've got a guest star in the making here. We have Richard Dakins, and Richard's offered to give me a hand putting out this anchor. It's about a 20 kilo anchor. We've tied onto a rope and another rope to the buoy, to the identification buoy. Pretty basic stuff, isn't it? Well, you watch basic become very technical and difficult.
I'm learning from the best.
You just see how the best do it. So we've just struck a little problem. The line we got on is too short. We're still about 5 metres, 8 metres away, and so we're going to have to. We have a much longer rope that Rachel's organising right now as I speak. I told you this wasn't long enough, Richard. I knew I wasn't going to make it.
No comment.
So it'll be interesting. The tide is going that way at the moment. It'll be interesting to see when the tide changes if this is going to be enough to hold effectively the stern into the tide, but the swell's still going to keep going this way. So it'll be wind against tide, so it'll be even worse. Hopefully we can stay.
Otherwise we'll be rocking and rolling, like we were earlier.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like much, but it's pretty,
it's quite
pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah. If I'm off to rent a car, a 4-wheel drive, we're going to have the Musket 7 family, just Janice and the 2 kids, Hazel and Willow, and our family. It fits 7 in it apparently, and we're going to share the costs, which is great. It's going to work well. This is the playground. It's actually quite nice here. This resort's lovely. There's a little swimming pool down there. We can go for swimming. We'll report back later. So we're making lunch now for why?
We are going on a 4-wheel drive trip around Fraser Island. I had a little read up about Fraser Island yesterday. Apparently it's the most dangerous beach in the world. It's the biggest sand island in the world. There are dingoes. It has venomous snakes. It's got venomous spiders.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish in the summer.
It's got the works.
Let's break out. Come on, let's break out. Break out. Tell everybody break out. We about to, it's time. Let's go, let's ride, let's roll. Got me feeling so free now.
More than just a haven for creatures trying to harm you, Fraser is a World Heritage listed island. Its original Aboriginal name, given to it by the Butchulla people, is Kagari, meaning paradise. These are our 3 top favourite places to visit on the island. Number 1, Eli Creek, a clear freshwater stream. The water here is pure enough to drink, and it would seem there are other delicacies on offer too.
I'm getting some drinking water to take home with us.
What?
So if you can take us there.
Just stay in the glass.
And I'll tell you what, here's something for you. Watch this. See?
Why would you do that?
Good for your system, good for your intestine.
Do what?
So are vegetables.
Cleans out your parasites.
Do what? What did you
Really?
eat? What did you eat?
You just ate some sand. You're a sad, sad man, Mr. Hamill. There are plenty more delicious things to eat. Nice.
Tastes like water.
That's exactly what you want it to taste like. If water and sand tasting aren't your thing, then a float down the river with the current is all the rage. Lacking inflatables, we opted to wade back to the car. Most people do it in rubber rings. We don't have rubber rings, so we're just walking it.
We've got muscular thinkers.
We don't have rubber rings, we've got muscular thinkers apparently. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? Number 2, the SS Maheno shipwreck. The Maheno was built in Scotland but started its working life as an ocean liner crossing between New Zealand and Australia from 1905 to 1935. During World War I, it was commissioned and converted to a hospital ship and had 8 wards aboard. At the end of its commercial life, it was sold to a Japanese company who were towing it to a shipbreaker when it became uncoupled during a cyclone. The Maheno subsequently washed up into what was to become its final resting place on the east coast of Fraser Island, where it is slowly decaying.
Just break out. Tell everybody break out. Break out. It's time to break out. We about to, it's time. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's roll.
Forecast was for sunshine, 21 degrees, and we were all set up for it. In fact, we didn't bring any coats.
But it feels like it's raining and it's
And it's less like sunshine and more like rain. But we're playing the glad game. What are you glad for, Robert, even though it's raining?
I'm happy that sunshine makes me happy. It's going to break through any minute.
That's your glad thing. What are you glad for?
I'm glad for going for this adventure.
Going on this adventure, yeah. Hi.
I'm glad I'm glad that my big toe hasn't been dislocated and my hand turned inside out and that my head is not facing the other way.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm glad that we get to see the
On this.
rainforest in the rain, and I'm also glad that we are here.
Yeah. Perfect time to see the rainforest in the rain on this bumpy trip.
Glad for.
What are you glad for, Jeanette? I'm glad for my coffee. Glad for the coffee. I am glad.
according to my thing here.
Oh, I'm glad that
According to
Robert's
them.
here.
Oh wait.
Oh, Lake McKenzie. No, Lake McKenzie. Hey, hey. I'm glad we didn't miss the turn off.
Just break out. Tell everybody break out. Break out. It's time to break out. We about to, it's time. Let's go. Let's ride.
That was pretty amazing.
Beautiful.
Well worth it. A bit chilly though. A little bit chilly.
It's a little bit, but it's
I'm glad it got in.
It's been for quite a while. You see where it's light coloured sand. It's obviously shallow, but the darker water. I thought it was grass, but you actually dive off. It's just the gradient of the thing just going, and you follow the water down. It's just fantastic. It's like the where they do the deep water dives, the free dives, the black hole, I think, in the Caribbean or something. It feels like that. Like
The
you could
blue
just
hole.
the blue hole, like you just go off into the precipice. It's cool.
I'm sure the EMC would have explained his evening swim in much the same terms. After our day out, when we returned to the boat, Rob noticed that although the stern anchor had been holding beautifully, the bow anchor was pulling unusually. We were very grateful that despite having a stub toe, and therefore only wearing one flipper, Dale from Muscat 7 and his sidekick Declan offered to diagnose and fix the problem. So our anchor, chain and the bridle and the bit before the bridle are all are tied round and round an old column.
Yeah, I got it.
Get a good shot.
Yeah.
The bottom's going to
It's not like it's tied a knot, if a giant's tied a knot.
Dale says it looks like a giant has tied a knot in it. So
around this huge pylon.
like a pylon
Coral
under
on
the...
Right. What do you reckon?
It's so complicated.
Really?
Take off the bridle.
Like 5 times.
I think it would help if we took off the bridle.
Yeah, that might. Yeah. But we've been going around clockwise, eh? Shouldn't I just try and go unclockwise?
Right.
In the tanks?
Yeah, and
so
we'll
you
do
can
half
work it
one,
out.
yeah.
Well, do you want to?
Yeah, just get the tanks. Get at least one tank ready.
No, reversing the boat around.
Oh, I don't know. For now, get a tank. Ivan, can you set up a tank?
Well, I went below to sort out some scuba gear. Dale and the EMC set to work attempting to free the anchor chain. By the time I emerged again, the job was done and dusted. You got it?
Yeah, they got it.
They got it. I went down to get the scuba diving gear, and in that time you guys fixed it. So it went from being this is too difficult to being we've done.
Yeah, it's like it's.
They
Wrapped
said
around so
to
many
pull
times,
it.
we gave it a few twists and then had to pull it. It's sort of.
Did you have to pull it over?
And it just came right.
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic.
it took 10 dives.
Yeah, good. So it's now all loose, but we need to move away.
Yeah, you should just move. Wherever you move, just move 50 metres from where you are.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. No worries. That was. I don't know. I think that must be an old mooring. It's got concrete and it's got steel in it. Yeah. It's awesome, man. Thank you. All right, see you guys.
Thank you very much.
See you.
We go pick up the.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we,
Well done, Declan.
Haven't been free diving in so long.
What's that?
Haven't been free diving in so long. It was nice.
It's good. Excellent
Did you look
work.
at the footage?
Well, yeah, we anchored in the wrong spot. It rained on our day out. We haven't seen a fin for a year. We ripped our sails. We've been hit by lightning, but we still have a lot to be grateful for. So what are you grateful for?
If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, give us a thumbs up, and best of all, share it. It helps us heaps.